Hi everybody, Tall Farm Boy here. Working on one of my favorite series of saws to work on. That's the Husqvarna 340, 345, 350. Also the Johnson 2140, 2145, and 2150. A failure that I see an awful lot on these is that the trigger likes to break. You should be able to see in the video here. This one has a broken trigger. These can be a little bit of a daunting repair if you don't know what you're doing, so I'm going to try to walk you guys through the steps on how to replace this. So tools that you're going to need. Going to need a thin little drift punch. You're going to need a set of needle nose pliers. You're going to need your new trigger and a couple of thin screwdrivers, slotted or flathead screwdrivers. First thing you're going to do is we're going to take this the top part, the operator presence lever, off. So we're going to take a couple of our thin screwdrivers, and if you look very carefully down the sides of this operator presence lever, you're going to see a couple of little tabs. There's one tab right there, and on the other side there's one tab right there. Kind of hard to see in the video. I just want you guys to realize that there's a couple little tabs in there. The function of those tabs is to keep this operator presence lever from coming out too far, so it kind of holds it into the handle of the saw. Alright, your first step is you're going to take your thin screwdrivers. You're going to stick both of them in the handle here, and what that's going to do is open up the sides of that handle just enough for those tabs to slip up and pop that operator presence lever out. Hopefully you can see both of those tabs out of there. Now once you've got that done, zoom out a little bit here. Once you got that done, that operator lever just kind of pops backwards. You'll notice that there's a little cradle right up there, and that is what the operator lever sits in. Those little holes right here sit in that operator presence area there. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to take out the actual trigger. To do that, this broken trigger rides on a little pin. If you see that little pin right there, we're going to have to drive that out. You don't even really have to put much pressure. Usually you just put a punch on it, push it out. I just pushed it through the hole right there, and you'll notice that the pin came out the other side. Take a pair of needle nose pliers, wiggle, pull that out. Okay, once you've got that out, your broken part of the trigger will come right out. We'll take a look at this one here and see where it's broke right there. Pretty easy to spot. Then it's a little bit tricky to get the broken piece of the trigger out. You can see its leftovers in there, and it has to come out by pulling it downward. So I'm going to see if I can get a hold of it with a pair of needle nose pliers. Oh, there we go. And there's the broken part of the trigger. It is out. What I need to do next is change the spring from my old broken trigger, which is, this is my broken one. Here is the spring, and I got to put the spring into the new trigger. What's up? Okay, be careful. Have a good week. Bye. Hey, check your oil. Anyway, we've got to pop this old spring out and put it into our new trigger. Now it's got a little bit of a clip on the bottom right here that can be a little bit difficult to get off. This part of the spring has a little tang that holds it in place right there, and I'm going to take my needle nose pliers, grab a hold of that little tang, and boop, it just pops right up. I kind of try to remember where that goes into our new trigger assembly, so I'm going to put this right into the new one here without changing the order of it too much. And just like that, we have got a new trigger that is ready to reassemble back into our saw. So first thing we're going to do, roll this sucker back on the side. We're going to have to fish this spring up through the hole where the trigger is, and we'll kind of push it up there. I'm try to keep my hands out of the way here. We need to put the back side of this trigger in first, okay, and then the last part, you'll notice how I got the back of the trigger up there, and this is just ready to be snapped into the cradle that holds it in place. So I'm going to take, maybe I could take that screwdriver, and we'll just try to pop this up and into place here. Pop one side and pop the other side. Now, to make sure that you got it in place, just make sure it moves properly. Shouldn't be hung in place or anything. Once you have it snapped up into the cradle, you can take your pin here, your drift pin or whatever you want to call it, and we're going to slide it right back in until it is hidden in the handle part of the saw. Kind of push it in here a little bit farther to make sure it's countersunk just a hair. Okay, you can see that pin is right back where it started. Yes. Okay, that means the last part that you have to do to fix this saw is put the operator presence lever back in. And these very rarely break, so we're going to take this operator presence lever, we're going to push this spring down, and this operator presence lever, once you get the spring underneath the lever, it's going to slide forward to pop into the cradle, pop with a snap, and as long as that spring is inside of the handle, you should just be able to squeeze it into place, just like that. Once it's done, operator presence lever down, trigger works properly. If the operator presence lever's up, your trigger will be locked. So make sure that all works properly, and you guys have fixed your own saw. So don't forget to subscribe if you like working on chainsaws. I do too. So like the video, have a good day.